Unjust eviction is a major issue concerning our renter community here in San Jose, displacing thousands of families like Salma's, who we heard from earlier. We recently received a database from the Housing Department that showed over 2,000 no-cause evictions in rent-controlled units reported to the city from 2010 through 2014. We believe there were more, but this reflects the instability of housing even in rent-stabilized units. Since 2010, there have been over 200% net increase in reported no-cause evictions. A full just cause law would protect our most vulnerable populations in San Jose. So will you support the creation and implementation of a full just cause policy that requires families be given a legitimate reason, a just cause, if they are being evicted? Would you take leadership in drafting or co-signing a memo before the April 18th meeting to vote on just cause protections?
You are asking quite a commitment.
It is quite a commitment.
Often, those of you that understand sort of the way it works, right? Council members write memos and you try to get other people to support it. There's a lot that goes into that. It isn't just putting something out, hey, do you want to sign on? It just doesn't work that way. And so for me, and I'm sure for everyone else up here and the other council members, including the mayor, we sort of evaluate the landscape and we get a sense as to whether people are supportive of it or not. So I haven't decided if I'm going to be writing a memo or doing anything like that, but what I can tell you, and I think this is very telling, is that I think folks up here may agree with me, but I really do think that we have a different council than we did before.
Okay.
And so that's all I can really say. I think there are different folks sitting up there that hold a lot of the same values that you're promoting, and we'll see where it goes. But I think you should feel comfortable in the fact that you have people up there that are going to be fighting for you.
Okay. Thank you. Councilmember Arenas, sorry.
So I was a former school board member, and I saw that we had a decline in enrollment, at least of 600 children a year. And so that means about one school a year could technically be closed, right? And so those who are leaving us from our school district primarily were because it was not affordable to live here, right? And so it might have been evictions, it might have been unreported evictions, and it might just be their decision to leave. And to me, it was one of the reasons why I ran, because our communities are losing this diversity that I think is so valuable. My son goes to a school that is 300 children. It doesn't get very much money. It doesn't have a lot of funding, but what it does have is diversity. And so he has that experience of the richness of other cultures. And that to me is more valuable. And so, just cause doesn't just help renters stay within, stay in their apartments. They help us diversify our communities and create the richness that I think we celebrate every day in San Jose. So those are the reasons why I support a good cause.
Thank you. But can I ask you, would you commit to signing or sponsoring a memo before the April 18th meeting?
I, along with Sergio, I think in many of our votes, we vote very similar. I can't promise any votes, but I think this happens very organically on council. And like Sergio said, I think if the landscape lends itself to have this involvement, because I do think that the just cause shouldn't be complaint-based, first of all. I don't think it should be complaint-based.
Right.
And I do think that it should extend itself to outside of just rent-controlled apartments, absolutely.
Right. Thank you.
Will it have the political will? I don't know. I don't know if it would. But you know what? I'm going to try my darnest to put that as part of the conversations when we are discussing this in a couple of weeks.
Thank you. Okay. Councilmember Nguyen.
I will do a bit differently. I will answer by asking you a question. Give me a show of hand. How many of you support good cause, just cause ordinance? How many of you show me good hand? All right, you all do. Okay. Let me ask one more question. How many of you know in that ordinance there is a condition that may totally nullify and destroy? How many of you know there's a condition in there? And let me tell you why. I read through the proposed ordinance. It sounds good, but not too many people understand there is a condition, a requirement of enrollment, and then a termination, an expiration for 2 years. So that is a killer. It may kill it. It may not apply. So I read it through, and this is what I'm going to do. Now they support it, but I will pull that element out, and we'll either write a memo or we argue against it to remove the condition to make the just cause just apply and permanent.
Great, thank you. That's wonderful. Awesome.
I had a discussion with the staff, the housing staff. They understand my position. And I understand why it was in that. Not too many people pay attention, but it's a killer. You may have just cause, but if you don't enroll, then it doesn't apply to you. And also, if you don't have the time, it may expire. So I will try to bring attention to that and remove the condition now, so that it will be effective, applicable to everybody, and permanently. That's what I mean by supporting it.
Thank you. Thank you.